Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. And yourself?
I'm fantastic. Coming up later in the program, it's a winning Wednesday. We have, I hope I say this right, RadhaAgrawal. Hope I said that right. I guess I'm going to have to talk to Radha ahead of time and make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Radha is the author of a new book called Belong. Find your people, create your community, and live a more connected life. Not only will we visit with Radha, we're also going to give away 2 copies of her book. I'm excited to chat about it. I think it sounds like a pretty cool idea. Let's talk about building a community, like the John and Heidi Show community. We would be the mayors of the John and Heidi community.
Yeah, we would.
What do you think of that? Got a quote here from Thomas Edison. He says, "I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Tom Edison.
I have heard that quote before,
That is
and
a great
I love
quote.
that quote.
It's a great way to look at things. I didn't mess up 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways not to do it. That's all. So cut me some slack, lady. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, the 12th day of September, National Report Medicare Fraud Day. So if you know, every day should be that.
Every day
If you know
should be
somebody
that
that's
day.
being fraudulent, not just in Medicare, but in anything, yeah, you should report them. National Report Medicare Fraud Day today. It's also National Video Games Day, National Chocolate Milkshake Day, and National Day of Encouragement. So I encourage you to have a milkshake, a chocolate milkshake. See what I did there? While playing a video game. There we go. We're all covered. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Coming up, we get your brain on drugs. But first, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I like this one.
Palmetto in Miami, Florida. Palmetto.
Palmetto?
Does that sound
How's
like
it spelled?
Palmetto. Palmetto. Like palm tree. Eto. Palmetto.
I'm going
golf course
to say
or rehab center?
Golf course.
It is a golf course. Do I have a tell? Do I give it away somehow?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
You're really good at this. All right. Coming up, we get your brain on drugs. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. In an incident that a Kentucky man blames on methamphetamines, the man's cousin allegedly tried to steal seemingly random items, including a cheese grater, an empty bottle of Lysol, and some soap. Neighbors informed Mason Tackett that his cousin Philip Higgins had been seen carrying these items out of his house. But the items weren't the typical targets of a regular burglar. Tackett was quoted as saying, "Who steals a cheese grater?" He's got the works. Lysol. He stole the empty spray bottle. What's got me the most was my soap. He stole my soap. Who steals soap? That was all a quote, by the way.
Like a used bar of soap?
He also said, must have been a bad batch of meth around here. because Floyd County's gone crazy for the last 4 days. That's $25,000 bond he gets held on.
Oh, my
Charged with
gosh.
receiving stolen property and being a convicted felon with a firearm as well. So it was a bad day.
I guess so.
Yeah. Lysol and a bar of soap. He was working on a clean getaway.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Vanilla Ice was one of the people who got quarantined following the Emirates flight from Dubai that landed in New York last week. So he's.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So
They were
he's
on the-
he was a musician, like it still is, and then he was doing like a flipping homes television show. Also, Donald Sutherland will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Zurich Film Festival in
That
Switzerland.
is very fitting. He
I think
is
so
a
too.
talented,
He's very
talented
neat
man.
It says Carrie DeBoer of the Real Housewives of Dallas says that she believes that Dallas is the prettiest franchise. That sounds like something a Real Housewife would
exactly.
say. I believe my franchise is the most beautiful.
Whatever. I wouldn't have any idea because I've never watched any of
Yeah,
them.
it's not my thing. And one last thing. A new documentary is focusing on the growing number of Australian teenagers who are playing Fortnite for 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day? That's happening right now in Australia. By the way, 14 hours a day, that's what Americans are saying is a good start. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now, your scoop of the day, brought to you by 80sinthesand.com. A survey by the Statista research firm. I don't know if I said that right. That's a pretty cool name if that's how you say it. They found that participation in tackle football, so this is like regular football that kids play, participation has fallen 38% among kids aged 6 and older since 2006. So there's fewer kids that want to play football these days. Although they all want to play Fortnite. So I'm not sure why. A Harris poll found that 86% of blue-collar workers are happy with their jobs and feel that their lives are headed in the right direction. So if you don't like what you're doing, who do you blame? You. Yes, only you.
Well, yeah, you're the only one who can change it.
Yeah, 86%, by the way, said that they're happy with their job. So if you're one of the people that's in the 14% that are not happy, then don't complain. Find a job you like.
That's exactly right.
Residents of Chico, California are upset that a bikini barista coffee chain is about to open in their town. And they're trying to get the city to shut them down. A bikini barista coffee chain? That just doesn't even sound fun.
It does not.
Like spilling coffee and burning things. And yeah, that doesn't sound good. Subway announced that the sandwich chain is no longer going to offer their $5 footlong promotion. So I had no idea they were still doing it.
They were still doing
I thought
it.
that was done 2 years ago.
It was done a long time ago.
I thought so, too,
because
apparently.
I've been into Subway many times. There's
Have
no
you?
more $5.
Well, there's not now for sure. They announced that it's done. So apparently they needed to announce it for it to officially die. I could still sing the song if you want me to.
No, thank you.
Okay. A study by the British Science Association warned that artificial intelligence is now a bigger threat to our survival than terrorism. You know whose fault that is? Smart people. Blame the
Exactly.
smart people.
Quit doing it then.
No idiots like me ever came up with knowing artificial intelligence. I can barely even say it. So don't blame me when the world is taken over by computers, because not my fault.
Just quit creating them.
Yeah.
Turn them off now. If it's a threat, stop.
Well, and there's even like one artificial intelligence thing that was talking about how doomed we are because they're so smart or something. There's a video online that was talking about it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, well, then
That's a little creepy.
maybe you unplug that one. He doesn't sound
Take
like
the
a nice...
batteries out of that guy.
He doesn't sound like a good computer. He sounds like a bad computer. He like purposely make you spell things wrong. He's that bad. A study by the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine found that eating bacon can lead to manic behavior. That's what's wrong with me.
Yeah, right.
It's all that bacon. Excuse me, you seem like you're being quite manic. Well, I did have bacon for breakfast, so it's probably what's going on. And a very bizarre story. An Oklahoma big cat breeder who goes by the name of Joe Exotic was arrested for hiring a hitman to kill an animal rights activist. So, yeah, that's a bit extreme right there. I've got the full story. I might even read that later because we may come back to that. But right now we're going to end with this. Toronto police are investigating the owner of an Airbnb who installed a camera in a clock radio so he could watch what the couples were doing in that bedroom.
Oh, my
I'm sure that he thought somebody was going to steal pillows. That's what he thought was going to happen. Just want to keep my eye on these pillows.
That's really super creepy.
Very creepy. I bet they're going to have a dip in sales because of that. Because now you think, ooh,
now
how many other
you have to
creepy
wonder.
people are there
Yeah.
that are going to do creepy things? Creepy creepers. So, yeah. Did I say creepy enough?
Yes, you did.
Okay. This has been today's Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a winning Wednesday. We're going to give away a couple of copies of the book that we're going to talk about here with Radha Agrawal, and she's the author of Belong, Find Your People, Create Community, and Live a More Connected Life. I love the concept for this book. How long did you work on this?
I spent 2 years writing this book and illustrating it as well, and yeah, it's really exciting that it's out on the shelves today.
And it almost feels like a textbook. You know, it's kind of that thickness and that feel to it. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, I wanted it to be an experience. So many books, especially adult books, I don't understand why it's just words on a page versus, colorful illustrations and an experience, a journey. And so I wanted every page to feel like an experience, that whenever you turn the page, it'd be something that you're excited about. Ooh, what's going to come next? And yet, the entire book is sort of this journey that we go on together.
And one of the journeys that you have been on as the co-founder of Daybreaker is kind of an exciting journey. Let's talk a little bit about Daybreaker so people understand what that is. I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, Daybreaker is an early morning dance community. I basically, in New York City, I was 35 years old, and I was sort of feeling alone, and I didn't really have anywhere to go to let my hair down. And because nightlife in New York is, sort of overrun by drugs and alcohol and mean bouncers. And as a woman, I wanted to go somewhere to self-express and really let go. And so Daybreaker, the idea came out of this idea of what if we remove the bouncers and replace it with a hugging committee? And what if we replace the green juice, the alcohol with green juice, coffee, and tea? And then what if we sort of did it in the morning at 6 a.m. on a weekday when our energy is the most high and joyful, and people could gather together and dance with reckless abandon before going to work? And so it was an experiment that we launched in New York City almost 5 years ago now, and it just took off. And now our community is 500,000 people strong in 23 cities all around the world. And it's been incredible to see how people are wanting to connect meaningfully without substances, without the need for substances, and dress up in costume. We do Daybreaker on boats and museums and all kinds of cool aquariums all over the world. And so
it's a neat idea.
A really neat experience.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now, that would be your community because you guys created this concept and a group of people coming together doing something fun so people can do things like that. Maybe not that, and that's a huge thing because, like you said, it's 500,000 people all around the world now. But what are some of the things that you see people doing that maybe had you decide, I need to do a book about this? This book Belong. Not only talking about Daybreaker, but about other cool things. What are some of the cool things that you see as far as communities that people are building around the world?
Absolutely. Why I wrote the book is because, in my travels around the world, as I spoke to community members across the U.S. and around the world, I realized that we are more isolated than ever before. I'd have so many conversations with community members sharing how they sort of didn't have any friends, how Daybreaker gave them wings, and sort of so many moments of transformation that people have had on the dance floor. And then I began realizing and doing so much research around sort of this concept of belonging. And isolation turns out to be an epidemic in this country. 1 in 4 Americans have 0 friends to confide in, which is a wild statistic to share. And this number has tripled in the last 30 years. So, our brains are being reprogrammed by social media. And the goal for the book is to stitch the world back together, is to give you very simple tools for how the heck do I find my people. I wrote this book because we don't know how to make friends anymore. We are so confused. We're online, we're offline, we're lonelier than ever before despite our social connectivity. And I wanted to give people a simple guide, a very, very sort of practical way to find friends and build your dream community. It certainly, for me, when I turned 30, I looked myself in the mirror and I realized I didn't belong. And that was the moment I realized also that, wow, I've been prioritizing all the wrong things. Work, romance, things that we know the world tells you to focus on, when really the key to a happy, healthy life, as Harvard said, is one thing. It's community, it's relationships, it's friendships.
Now, there are some who think back to high school, and that is like their favorite time. There are others who think back to high school and say, oh, don't ever make me go back there. But I think, as I was reading through your stuff here, I think the reason that there are people who have fond memories of high school is because they were in a community. May have been a little forced community, but they were in a community, whether they were, on the football team or if they were in a specific group. I think the people who probably have the most fond memories of that time frame were most likely a part of a community. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course. That's absolutely the black and white sort of obvious. Yeah. If you were sort of bullied in high school, you definitely can't wait to not ever go back. But if you had, sort of, you're part of a team or you're part of a sort of a club and you felt the most connected there, and then you went to college. Of course, at high school you live at home as well, so you had to get a family life. That's also a big contributing factor to that sort of nostalgia. But then, most people, when they go off to college or when they leave their house, they're sort of unmoored, they're on their own, and sort of that's the beginning of that, oh gosh, where are my people? How do I do this thing? And we go through 7 inflection points in our lives, maybe even 10 sometimes, when we move, from high school to college, from college to a new city and get a new job, when we graduate and get married, when we have a child for the first time, and it's lonely being a parent for the first time sometimes. When we get if we get divorced, God forbid, if we move to retirement communities, getting other new jobs, starting new businesses, there's so many moments in life where you're starting all over again, and you don't really know where to start. It seems to get harder as we get older. And so again, the idea was, that's all in our heads. Here's exactly a very simple guidebook to, sort of at every moment in your life to guide you to make that dream community over and over again.
Again, our guest today is Radha Agrawal, the author of Belong, Find Your People, Create Community, and Live a More Connected Life. In addition to talking about the book today, we're going to give away 2 copies of the book, and you can sign up if you're interested at johnandheidishow.com. Thank you again for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a winning Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those 2. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Have you ever heard the phrase, what in tarnation?
I have.
Who did you hear it from?
Yosemite Sam.
That's exactly what
Is that what you were thinking?
Exactly. It's like we know each other.
We're so refined.
What in tarnation? It's literally just another saying what the H-E double hockey sticks.
Yes.
So tarnation means the same thing as that.
Okay.
So, but Yosemite Sam was saying on TV, on cartoons when we were children. How dare you, Yosemite Sam? You're going to wash your mouth out with soap. All right. This has been a fun fact on this Wednesday. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the 2nd annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com. Now your grandiloquent word of the day is imberb. I-M-B-E-R-B. Have any idea what imberb might mean?
I have no idea at all.
Our son is now imberb. He was not for a while, but now he is imberb. Does that help?
Not even a little.
Thought it might help. He is. If you are imberb, you are beardless or cleanly shaven. Although he said he's growing his goatee back. Our son
He did.
is. Yeah, he told me that today.
I like that on him.
Beardless,
Looks good.
cleanly shaven. If you are that, you are imberb.
I would have never in a million years guessed
E-R-B.
that
No
that's
idea
what
why.
that meant.
That's today's grandiloquent word.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now some weird news for you on a Wednesday. I'm going to circle back to the story here. Oklahoma's eccentric big cat breeder Joe Exotic has been charged with hiring a hitman, or a couple of them, to kill an operator of a Florida animal sanctuary. Woo, that escalated quickly. An Oklahoma indictment charges that one of the hitmen was an undercover FBI agent. 55-year-old Exotic Joe, or Joe Exotic, was arrested last week in Gulf Breeze, Florida. The intended victim, Carol Baskin, was said, "I was surprised he didn't want to do it himself, but I wasn't surprised that he would try and follow through." Baskin runs Big Cat Rescue in Tampa. Exotic blames Baskin for judgments totaling more than $1 million against him. He has reportedly threatened violence against Baskin online in videos. Exotic is known best for founding a private zoo in Oklahoma that he ran until earlier this year, and for clashing with animal rights groups who accused him of abuse. So, kind of sounds like things didn't go well there.
Some of those animal rights groups are nuts, though.
Well, there are a lot of people who are passionate, and sometimes passion can exceed common sense, and when that happens, that's when things get a little awry. It's good to be passionate. It's good to care for others and care for animals. It's not good to say, I'm going to kill somebody because I care so much. You might have gone off the deep end. Just maybe. Thanks for listening to today's Weird News. Now your moment of duh. Images from a Pennsylvania man's home surveillance system appear to show somebody breaking into his home Monday morning. The images show the thief trying to get through a sliding glass door while wearing gloves. The homeowner said once a man got inside, he went through the house and stole a number of items, including jewelry. However, he also stole the ashes belonging to their family cat.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. Why would you do that? Even if you didn't know it was the family
Maybe
cat.
Just like the container it
was
was
like,
in.
wow, this is a really
beautiful.
cool vase. I love this. You know what I could use this for? I could put my dead cat in this. I'm going to have to dump out this dead cat first, but I could use this for my dead cat.
Wow.
So that is just a really bizarre story. It had to be today's moment of duh, because it could have been the weird news today, and the other one could have been the moment of duh, because they're usually pretty, what do you call it, where you can switch them back and forth?
Interchangeable.
That's the word.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of that word, but that's the word I was trying to think of. They're pretty interchangeable, especially today. But this one is today's moment of duh.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Now, fake news or Florida. I think I just caught you trying to peek at my page.
I was not. John, I can't see
looking
anything.
in my general direction.
Oh my gosh, you are
and I'm
such
pretty
a
sure,
spaz.
Pretty sure she was. I'm going to scroll down because there's no way I'm going to let you get this one right. It's all on the line, folks. Fake news or Florida? Is this a true story that happened in the great state of Florida, or is it something made up by me or somebody else just to try to trick you? All right. A Port St. Louis woman was arrested after she led police on a low-speed chase on a stolen electric wheelchair. Fake news or Florida?
Oh, I'm going to say Florida.
You're wrong. It was a fake news story. I'm really happy, by the way, that I have other people now pitching in to let. I can never trick Heidi. I even had one that said, I can't even fool you on the golf course thing. You definitely need some help with the fake news or Florida. So thank you. Thank you for the help, because Heidi got it wrong today. This is another edition of Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Do you know who James Patterson is?
Yes, I do. He's an author.
Do you read his books?
I have read
Have
some
I
of his
talked
books.
to James Patterson on this program?
No, I don't believe so.
You know, now, why did you said that like I don't talk to classy people? I don't think you've ever spoken to anyone with the likes of James Patterson. I mean, I doubt it. What was that all about? A little judgmental no there. So, James Patterson, who's clearly too big to talk to me, according to Heidi, donated a whole bunch of cash to school classrooms, and now he's donating even more. Over the course of the last 4 years, best-selling novelist and man who's way too good to talk to me, James Patterson, has donated more than $7 million to teachers across the country, and now he's donating a couple million more. He's 71 years young, by the way, and he's giving away $2 million to 4,000 American school teachers. Massive donation is part of his Patterson Pledge campaign. It's fourth year going on now. He makes a $500 contribution to each classroom in need, and there are a lot of classrooms that are in need.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's really cool.
It's amazing.
Additionally, each donation will be matched in bonus points by Scholastic Books to ensure that no student will have to live without books. It says our amazing teachers need help filling their libraries with books. Kids will love reading, Patterson wrote. Now, he doesn't really write books for kids, does he?
No.
He writes books for kids'
Yes,
parents.
he writes scary,
He says, there's
mysteries.
no such thing as a kid who doesn't like to read, just kids who have not yet found the right book yet.
Right.
Oh, I like that.
That's cool.
So, again, I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. And James Patterson, have your people call my people, and then we'll line up that interview that you've been waiting to do. See? That's how you get things done in John and Heidi Town.
There you go.
We're the mayor of John and Heidi Town. Did you know that? We had an author today. It was no James Patterson, but RadhaAgrawal, and her book, Belong, is available for our Winning Wednesday at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.